An update this afternoon, a federal appeals court rejected the Federal Trade Commission's click-to-cancel rule. It was set to take effect on Monday. The click-to-cancel rule would have required businesses to make it just as easy to cancel as it is to sign up. The appeals court says the agency failed to conduct a preliminary analysis and did not follow required procedures.
And this is something Steve Steger, for Steve on Your Side, has been covering for a while, our consumer investigator. So what happens now that this is blocked? It seemed like such a good thing.
Kind of goes back to the status quo, right? You have to hope that some of these businesses were preparing for this because it was supposed to take effect on Monday. So the hope is some companies were trying to get some things into place. Maybe they already have spent the money on it. Maybe they'll do it. But yeah, I mean, it kind of returns to status quo. We talked to someone a few weeks ago who was going to try to cancel one subscription that he could not figure out how to cancel. He ended up going to another service to cancel that subscription. They actually write a letter and somehow got enrolled in a subscription service there.
Wow.
Yeah, and we didn't end up getting to talk to him for the story, but he finally got out of it, but it was just a nightmare. And so the goal behind this all along was just to make it just as easy to cancel a subscription as it was when you signed up for it, or even easier, right? Like if you signed up for it in person, this was almost going to require that you needed to have an online option to cancel. The other interesting part of it, it would have required, if you're coming up on the end of a free trial, it would have required that the company notify you
that
the free trial is almost
Yes.
over.
That is a great thing because I always forget. I'm like, oh, and sometimes I'll even put it in my calendar, like remember to cancel this subscription. So what was the court's issue here? Why is this not going through?
So the issue is how the FTC did this. They kind of rushed through it back in October during the kind of tail end of the Biden administration. They were trying to amend an old rule. It's the negative options plan rule. Negative options plans basically means a service that you subscribe to, but you're not automatically canceled from, right? So you have to opt out of that service to eventually get out of it. They were trying to amend that rule, and by doing that, they didn't have to do as much regulatory process around it. They didn't have to prepare reports of what the impact was going to be. They didn't have to seek comments from the public. The court today ruled this should have, because of the impact that it would have had on the economy, that this needed to go through the standard process that the FTC would normally have to go through to either amend a big rule that's going to cost the economy more than $100 million or to create a new rule. They didn't do it. They say it doesn't apply to anything. They'll have to go back to the drawing board.
Yikes. So in general, what can we do, though, to cut down subscriptions? Because, I mean, we need to kind of regularly check. All of us do.
One of the most important things you can do is go through your bank account every month, because
that's a good
talk
idea.
to a lot of people and they don't realize, and your credit cards, bank account and credit cards, they don't realize that they're signed up for accounts.
Yeah.
You know, you may have signed up for something on a whim. I think BritBox is where I am right now. Like I signed up for that a while ago to watch one show. Haven't watched it since and realized, oh, it's time to go back and cancel. If you go into your phone, your Apple subscriptions and your Google subscriptions, you can find, if you search in the settings, subscriptions, you'll see everything that you've signed up for through Google or through Apple there.
Oh,
you can
in
do
settings?
something similar, yes.
I'm doing it as we speak.
You can actually go in there, and if you're logged into your Apple ID, it'll show you all the Apple subscriptions
there
that
it is.
Apple's automatically deducting. So you can go through all of those things. You can cancel them there. I signed up for like a plant identifier app.
I did too, the plant identifier. I have it too.
What is that? To tell you what you've
You
got
take a
in your
picture of
yard.
something and it tells you how to care for it. But I remember at the time I said, this costs like $50. I'm going to do it for a year and then I'm going to cancel it. And I just came up on the cancellations.
Wow. See, we all deal with it.
Just go through your credit cards, go through your bank statements, see what you're getting charged for each month. And if it's too much and if it's something that you don't use, it's a good idea to just kind of purge those things. And hope that these companies are better about it. The cable companies, by the way, were the big ones who were fighting for this. They said it was going to cost them $25 million to change their processes. And you know that the cable companies have kind of a rough relationship with consumers as it is.
Yes.
So the hope is that they'll come to some sort of solution here.
Yeah, do something else, because people would like this, but okay. Thank you.
Gosh, that's
Well, we're all
good
going to
info.
be doing it now. When did I sign up?
What'd you sign up for?
Yep, I've got a
I know,
ton.
I'm not as
I'll
fast
show
as
you
you are.
afterwards, but I definitely did the plant one as well.
Purge them. Get
Steve
them all out of there.
Steger, thank you.